It's raining. Can you believe it? Who would have thought that here in England we would get rain? But there it is now, falling from the sky. It is raining very heavily at the moment here in England. Oh, guess what? It's time for another live English Addict. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I really hope you are happy because, well, I need cheering up, to be honest. I'm feeling a little down today, a little gloomy. But can you blame me? Look out the window at the moment. Oh my goodness, it is horrible outside right now. The rain is falling very heavily. Apparently, we are going to get, I think it's 1 month's worth of rain in a day. Is that true? That doesn't sound right to me. Are you telling me that we are going to get a month's worth of rain in one day? No, surely not. That doesn't sound right to me. I don't think that's true, to be honest. Anyway, here we are. I hope you are having a super duper day where you are. And of course, I'm sure you are pretty happy today. I know why you are happy. Because the weekend is just around the corner, which means that it is Friday. Friday. A lot of people think, thank goodness it's Friday, because a lot of people spend their whole week waiting for Friday to arrive. And it is here. I hope you have had a good week. My week has been okay. I've been doing quite a few things. Mr. Steve has been busy as well. We are going over to see my mother tomorrow as well. So we're going to spend some time with her because she hasn't been very well lately. So I'm going to see my mum tomorrow. And of course, I will be back with you on Sunday as well. I'm such a busy bee these days. Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 p.m. UK time is when you can catch me. Still, there are many people asking, Mr. Duncan, when can we see you live? So there they are, the times and also the days of the week when you can catch me live on Sunday, Wednesday and Friday. All of those days, 2 p.m. UK time. And don't forget to check the time difference because there will be a big time difference depending on where you are in the world. Ooh, we have a very interesting live stream coming today. We are talking about one particular subject later on, Black Friday. Have you heard of Black Friday? A lot of people are talking about it at the moment. Now, today is Friday. It's not quite Black Friday yet. However, a lot of people are talking about that particular subject, and we will be doing that later on. I will show you a video all about the reason why and what people do on Black Friday. That coming later on. I suppose I should also have a look at the live chat. Don't you think so? Okay, before we go any further, we'll have a look at the live chat. Oh, and also, I have to apologise for something as well. I've been a silly boy. Something that I forgot to do in the last lesson, I will be doing shortly. How about the live chat? What is happening on there? Well, it's very busy at the moment on the live chat. Thanks for joining me here on YouTube. Isabella, Hello, Isabella. Guess what? You are first on today's live chat, which means you get a super duper Mr. Duncan round of applause. Well done. I know it's not easy. It isn't easy being first on the live chat. You have to have a very fast finger. Do you have a fast finger? If you do, then maybe next time you will be first on the live chat. Who knows? Also, Khyber is here. Hello, Khyber. Nice to see you here as well. Also, Tanya Art. I'm very intrigued. I want to know what type of art you do. Is it something very creative? Maybe you paint portraits of people? I've always wanted to have a portrait painted of me. I've had a caricature made of me, but never a portrait. So I would love, I know this sounds very big-headed and incredibly vain, but I would love to have a portrait painted of me. Maybe sitting on a horse, or maybe next to a tree, an old oak tree. I could be leaning against it, looking thoughtful into the middle distance. I would love that. So yes, if you do paint portraits, maybe you can paint one of me. Of course, you will have to do it for free as well. Oh dear. Hello, Valentin. Hello, Flower Espoir. Hello to you as well. Luis Mendez is here. Christina is here. I think Belarusia is not here because Belarusia today is actually picking up a special award for her 25 years. I want to say 25 years of graduating from dentistry college or dentistry school. Dentistry. So if you are a dentist, if you like to pull people's teeth out, we can say that you are in dentistry. So that is the field of your expertise. So well done to Belarusia for celebrating the anniversary of graduating from dentistry college or dentistry school. Hello to Tran, also Connell. Nice to see you here as well. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I hope you are happy. I'm feeling a little down today. I don't know why. Maybe because I woke up this morning and my back was hurting. I don't know. So maybe that's the reason why. Also because outside it is raining. It looks so miserable outside at the moment. So maybe that's the reason why. Who knows? So welcome everyone. Welcome one and all. Also Amma and also Palmyra. MD Barbar. Hello to you as well. I don't recognise your name on the live chat. Is it your first time? Hello also to Mika. Yes, Mika, you are right. I am wearing my special t-shirt today. Do you know why? Because today is T-shirt day. Did you know that? So people all around the world, people in this country are wearing their T-shirts today. I don't know why. I thought it might be something connected to a charity, but I couldn't find any information about that. So today is T-shirt day, and I thought I would wear my special T-shirt. Would you like to have a closer look? Here is a closer look of my T-shirt for those who are interested. There it is. So that is the T-shirt that I'm wearing today to celebrate T-shirt day. Do you like wearing T-shirts? I must be honest with you. I do like wearing T-shirts, but the only problem is this time of year they're not very good for keeping you warm, unfortunately. So there is my Pet Shop Boys T-shirt. That T-shirt is over 31 years old. I bought that T-shirt when I was just a young lad, way back in 1988. So that t-shirt is actually very old. It is over 31 years old, and I'm wearing it right now. The only problem with the shirt, the only slight problem I have is that, well, the shirt is very old, like me. And I suppose you could say that the shirt has seen better days. Now, this is an interesting expression. When we say that something has seen better days, it means that in the past it was in much better condition. It was new. However, if something is kept for a long time, it might start to look old. We can say that it has seen better days. Mr. Duncan, your t-shirt looks very old. I think it has seen better days. It's a way of expressing something that might be a little worn, old, tired. And I'm not talking about me, although I might be today. So something that has seen better days. You might say that my t-shirt, here it is again. You might say that my t-shirt has seen better days. It has seen days when it looked better. That's what it actually means. So it's t-shirt day today. Are you enjoying your t-shirt day? Maybe you don't even realise that it's t-shirt day. Do you have a favourite t-shirt? Do you have an item of clothing that you love wearing, and maybe you wear it so often that it has become old and worn out? It has seen better days. I know the feeling. Hello to everyone on the live chat. Hello, Anna. Hello also, Jahan Zeb. Hello, Jahan Zeb. You're not looking like the t-shirt, sir. You look very young. Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. I do like the compliments. It gives me quite a boost, to be honest. So today we are talking about things that might be old, something you own that has been around for a long time, maybe something that has been passed down from your great-grandfather or great-grandmother. So something that has been in the family for many years. We can also describe this thing as a prized possession. So if you have a prized possession, something that you really value, something that you think is valuable to you. So it might not be expensive, but it might be something that is a prized possession. So when we say prized possession, we mean something that means a lot to you, or something that has value, but not necessarily something that is expensive. So maybe, I don't know, maybe you won a prize in a contest and you keep the prize somewhere where you can see it easily. It is your prized possession. Maybe you have a beautiful car that you like to keep clean. So every weekend you will stand outside your house and clean the car. We can say that the car is your prized possession. Something that is valuable to you as a possession. So when we say possession, it is something that you have, something you own, something that belongs to you. You have ownership. It is your possession. Hello, Eric. I like t-shirts and sandals. Interesting. Yes, sandals. Now, you don't normally see men wearing sandals. That's all I'm saying. I'm just going to leave that there. I'm saying nothing else. I'm not meaning anything bad. I'm just saying you don't often see men wearing sandals. Zuzika says, later is better than never. Sorry, I've been very busy, but I'm here to learn more. Thank you very much for joining me today. I know it is Friday. A lot of people are excited because the weekend is around the corner. Okay, I've been putting this off. I've been avoiding this, but I'm going to say it now. I am sorry. I am very sorry. In the last English Addict lesson, I gave you a mystery idiom. And here it is. So this is the mystery idiom from the previous English Addict live stream. The only problem is I forgot to actually tell you what the answer was. So I do apologise. I've had lots of people writing, lots of people complaining, people leaning out of their windows, shouting abuse, saying, Mr. Duncan, why didn't you give us the answer to the mystery idiom from the other day? And I do apologise for that. So I will give you the answer right now. So the answer to the mystery idiom, here it is again for those who didn't see it. Here it is. So there is the mystery idiom question. But what was the answer? I will reveal it right now. So don't worry, you don't have to wait any longer. I will put you out of your misery as far as knowing what the answer to this is. And the answer is... One or two of you got it right. Congratulations. So this is the mystery idiom from the previous live stream. Get the boot. If you get the boot, and there you can see someone being given the boot. So that is the mystery idiom from the last lesson. And the meaning of get the boot: to be dismissed from your job. You are being fired by your employer. You are getting the sack. You get the boot. Or we can say you got the boot. So if you have been dismissed from your job, you've lost your job, your boss has said, look, you are rubbish at your job. I'm sorry, you have to go. We can say that you have been given the boot. You have got the boot. So there it was, the last mystery idiom from the previous live stream. So I hope you are now happy and satisfied. I apologise for that. Sometimes these things will slip my mind. I have a lot of things to think about. So many things going on in here. Sometimes I feel as if my brain will start to melt. I really do. Pedro is here. Oh, hello, Pedro. Hello to you. Hello, Sally, as well. Mr. Duncan, you are going to see your mother and get your bottle filled. Ah, very good. You remember that. So that is an expression that I used when I was making fun of Mr. Steve going to his mother. So yes, this weekend I will go to see my lovely mummy and I will get my bottle filled. It's great. I love that expression. It really is good. Hello to Palmyra. You are made redundant. The same meaning. Well, actually, if you are made redundant, it means your job goes because of cutbacks, or maybe they can't afford to pay your wages anymore. So it is a little bit different, but you can use it to mean made redundant. You have lost your job because the company cannot afford to pay your wages. However, quite often we will say get the boot when we mean sacked or dismissed. You have been kicked out of the company. You have been given the sack. You've got the boot. You have been kicked out. Hello to Japan. Hello, Dekachin. Hello, Dekachin. Hello, I am Japanese. A big hello to you. I have a lot of people watching in Japan, by the way, so thank you. Thank you very much. Maybe you got the boot, Mr. Duncan. Have I ever been sacked from my job? No, I don't think I have. It's never happened to me. I've left many jobs because I grew tired of doing it, or maybe I hated the job, or maybe someone who I was working for was treating me unfairly. So that has happened in the past. I once worked for a company and they gave me a transfer to another area. So I went there to work, but one of the women, and I'm going to say it was a woman because it was a woman, she was so cruel and nasty to me. She really was so horrible to me. And I don't know why, but she treated me very badly. So I decided to take the transfer. So I transferred my transfer back to where I was before because this lady was treating me so badly. I don't know why, but she hated me. Can you imagine anyone hating me? Okay. Maybe one or two people. Say no more. I'm saying nothing else. Thank you very much to Florence. What does it mean when you get your bottle filled by your mother? It means you go to your mother and she gives you lots of love and care and hugs, and she tells you how much she loves you, and then you tell her how much you love her. So she has a chance to treat you as a baby, just as if you are a baby. So sometimes we will joke when a person goes home to their parents or their mother. We will often say, "Oh, I see. Are you going home this weekend to get your bottle filled?" Because when you're a baby, your mother will often give you a bottle to drink the milk from, a little bottle. So there you go. I hope I've explained that well. Mr. Duncan and Mr. Steve, are you both very happy having your mums still? Yes, we are very lucky. Both of our mothers are still with us. Mr. Steve's mother, I don't know if I'm going to get into trouble for this. I probably will, but I don't think they're watching. I don't think Mr. Steve's mother watches me, so I'm going to be okay. But Mr. Steve's mother will be 90 in 2 years' time. So Mr. Steve's mother is nearly 90, approaching 90, yes. My mother, not quite as old. That's all I'm saying. And as for me, I really do feel as if I have seen better days. So sometimes I feel like this t-shirt. Sometimes I feel exactly the same as this t-shirt. I feel worn out and maybe I should be thrown out into the street and put onto the scrap heap. Who knows? So, Vishan, can you tell me what's knowledge? Tell me about knowledge. What is knowledge? Well, knowledge is what you know. So anything that you know, anything that is inside your brain, any information about anything is knowledge. So knowledge is what you have in here, the things you know, the things you have learnt, the things that you were told or taught at school. So anything that you've learnt from experience or through teaching is knowledge, and it is stored up here in your brain. Anzonic. Hello, Anzonic. Nice to see you again. You are the best teacher in the world. Thank you very much. I do wish that someone would tell YouTube about that. That would be very nice. By the way, if you want to like and subscribe, you are more than welcome to do so. However desperate it sounds, please like and also subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. And then you will never miss anything that I do ever again in the whole wide world. So you can give me a lovely thumbs up, and you can subscribe as well. And then you will never miss anything ever again. Oh, by the way, if you want to get in touch with me, if you want to write to me, if you want to follow me on Facebook, or perhaps you want to make a donation to help my work continue, here are the addresses right now. Oh, I see. I've just seen what Anzonic has written. Anzonic says, oh, my mother is also... Oh, my wife. My wife works as an English teacher also. So both are the best teacher in the world. So I share the position of the best teacher in the world with Anzonic's wife. I have a feeling he has to say that. I think so. Mika says, my father is 88 and he is quite healthy. Now, I would imagine that your father has been very active in his life. Maybe he didn't smoke or drink. Maybe he has taken care of himself. A bit like Steve's mum. Now, Steve's mother has more energy than me and Mr. Steve put together. I can't believe it. And earlier this year, Steve's mum had a car crash as well. She was involved in a car accident. And a couple of weeks later, she was back behind the wheel of a new car. Can you believe it? So I really do think Mr. Steve's mother is like one of those Duracell rabbits. Have you seen those rabbits in the TV advert that are like a clockwork toy, but they use batteries to power them? So yes, I really do love that. Rakesh, hello Mr. Duncan. Did you remember me? I ate for you, but I'm happy with your live stream. Thank you. It is about night. It is now night time here in Pradesh. Thank you very much. Pedro says, Mr. Duncan, maybe your mother had platonic love for you. I'm not sure about that. Let's not get into that. Oh dear. Cute Ahmed. Hello, Cute Ahmed. Once again, please highlight the disabled people's issues. Yes, I will do it one week. I have lots of things planned. But yes, that is a very good idea. I have made a note of your suggestion. So don't worry, I haven't forgotten. Marwa says, Mr. Steve's mother is amazing. I think so. I always remember we went on a walk with Steve's mother a few years ago. And Steve's mother was going up this hill. There was a hill that we visited. And Steve's mother was going up quicker than we were. Noemi, my mother is 90 and she has sometimes more energy than me. Doran Wu asks, Mr. Duncan, do you smoke? No, I don't. I've never smoked cigarettes in my life. The strange thing is, both of my parents did. They used to smoke a lot, quite heavily. So my mother would smoke cigarettes all the time, and my father was a smoker. But to be honest with you, it actually put me off. I decided that I didn't want to smoke. So sometimes people believe that if your parents smoke, then you will be tempted to smoke as well. But actually, it had the opposite effect. So it didn't encourage me to smoke. It actually put me off. I didn't like the thought of smoking a cigarette. I don't think so. Hello to Noemi again. Hello also to Cute Ahmed. Don't worry, I have written your suggestion down. Hello to Patrick. Someone didn't like you? I can't believe it. I know, it seems incredible. How can you not like this? I'm like a little puppy. A little lost puppy. That's what I'm like. The number of your subscribers has been increasing. I'm happy for you. Yes, there are still some people on YouTube who are watching me. Although something very strange happened a few days ago. Did anyone notice what happened? On one of my Sunday live streams, suddenly I had lots and lots of viewers. And then the following live stream, everything disappeared again. So sometimes I do wonder what YouTube is doing, especially those naughty algorithms. I think so. Pedro says, my mother is 55, still very young. I feel slightly disturbed that your mother is almost the same age as me. Or is that the other way round? I'm almost the same age as your mother, Pedro. Can you believe it? My parents don't smoke, but unfortunately I do, says Patrick. Oh dear me. Some people like smoking and then they become an addict. So there are good addictions like loving the English language, and there are bad addictions, I suppose. Some people like to smoke, some people like to drink, and some people like to learn English. Hello, Dorian again. Yes, no smoking, it is good for you and for everyone around you. I agree with you, yes. So, over the next few days, people are talking about Black Friday. I think it's next Friday in the USA. Black Friday is actually next week. But many people here in the UK are already talking about Black Friday. So I thought it would be a good idea to take a look at one of my English lessons where I talk all about the subject of Black Friday. So the holiday season is on its way once again, which can only mean that Black Friday is also on its way. With each year that comes around, we hear this phrase used more and more. But what exactly is Black Friday? What does it mean? Well, let me tell you. First of all, there are many recorded events which have been given the title of Black Friday. Many of these events are unhappy or tragic. The name often relates to death or destruction taking place. However, this particular Black Friday is related to a holiday that is celebrated in the USA. This particular Black Friday falls on the Friday after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving itself occurs on the fourth Thursday of November, and Black Friday falls on the day after Thanksgiving, which is a Friday. Black Friday is not observed as a public holiday, although certain states in the US do consider the day after Thanksgiving as a day off for those working in the government. The term Black Friday began in Philadelphia and related to the swarms of pedestrians and traffic that would fill the streets right after the day of Thanksgiving. Later, this phrase would relate to profits made by those who ran shops. The time of year when shop owners would be in the black. This means that they make a profit. They are not in the red. They have not made a loss. They are in the black. Nowadays, the term is used to describe the beginning of pre-Christmas trading. The first day of Christmas trading is normally marked with discounts and sales. This event grew in popularity during the 1970s. During these sales, many people will push and fight each other for the discounted items. The Black Friday rush to buy something on offer has slowly spread to other countries too. Australia, Brazil, Canada, India, Mexico all have Black Friday sales. Even here in the UK, we have Black Friday events, the first of which was held in 2003. It normally falls on the same day as the one in the USA. There is even an online version of Black Friday called Cyber Monday. This relates to items purchased through the internet and occurs on the Monday after Thanksgiving. Both Black Friday and Cyber Monday are seen as important days for retailers, as for some, these are their best days of trading during the whole year. So that is Black Friday, all explained in a nutshell. This is Mr. Duncan in England saying happy holidays and enjoy your shopping. And of course, ta-ta for now. So if you didn't know before, now you do. That is why we have Black Friday. It is English Addict, live on Friday. It isn't Black Friday today, but it will be next weekend. I think it's actually next Friday in the States, even though here lots of Black Friday sales have already started. So people can't wait. They are so desperate. They need those customers because at this time of year, all of the shops, all of the businesses that sell things are desperate, really desperate to get your money or to get you to go through their store door. I think so. Hello, Pedro again. I need to buy a new and more modern cell phone to watch you, Mr. Duncan. I see. Oh, maybe you need to update your phone, perhaps. We were talking about smoking earlier on as a side subject because my parents smoked when I was a child. I'm not sure if it's done any damage to me, although for many years I did suffer from asthma, so maybe that's connected. Who knows? I can blame my parents for that. Pachu, hello also to Hailey Kwang. When is Black Friday? When does it begin? Well, I think it begins next week in the States because it's always the weekend before Thanksgiving, and also it's the time when people receive their paycheck before Christmas. So it's normally the final paycheck that people receive before Christmas time. So that's why it is a very important time of year. Patrick says something about Black Friday. I don't think he likes it. I don't think he likes Black Friday. To be honest with you, I won't be buying anything either. I don't normally go out to the sales. I don't normally do it. So I remember many years ago when I was a child, they would always have a big sale on New Year's Day. So when the year came to an end, on the 1st of January, there would always be a big sale because the shops would be closed during Christmas. So the whole period surrounding Christmas, the shops would actually be closed. You couldn't go shopping at all. So they would have a big sale, normally on the 1st or 2nd of January. And then people would go to the shops and they would wait outside for hours and hours to get those bargains. Quite often, there would be something in the window of the shop to tempt people to queue outside. Normally a television, maybe a television set was in the window, and maybe it was only £50. So that's what used to happen anyway. But nowadays, of course, you can buy all the time. The shops never close. In fact, I think in this country, some supermarkets this year, I think they are opening on Christmas Day. I might be wrong, but I'm sure I read this somewhere on the internet. It might not be true, but I believe that some are actually opening on Christmas Day. Can you believe it? But I suppose also when you think about it, because we live in a country that has lots of different races, people with different traditions, so not everyone celebrates Christmas. So I suppose there are two ways of looking at that situation. There are two sides to that story. Hello, Valentin. The chances are that you have been a passive smoker for a while. Well, I never used to like my parents smoking anyway. I used to hate it, especially my mother. I used to always worry about my mother smoking because I knew, even as a child, I knew that smoking was a bad habit. I did. Patrick says, I apologise for my rude word. Yes. You have to be careful sometimes on the internet when you type things. Don't worry about it, though. It's T-shirt day today. I'm wearing my lovely Pet Shop Boys T-shirt. Can you see it? There it is. So there is my Pet Shop Boys T-shirt. I'm wearing it today. And that T-shirt is 31 years old. I can't believe it, but it is. It actually is 31 years old. I remember buying that way back in 1988. I was so young. I was just a child. So it's T-shirt day. Also, we are talking about things that might be old, something that has seen better days, as I mentioned earlier. Also, maybe there is something that you love. Maybe you have a prized possession. Maybe something that you love. Maybe something that you own, that you really take care of. You love it so much. But one of the problems is that sometimes these things can get damaged or break or stop working. And this is something that happened to me a few years ago. I think it was about 3 years ago now. Something that I cherished and loved decided to stop working. Can you see this? This is the most amazing thing. This is a camera. It's a professional quality camera. And I bought this over 9 years ago. So I've had this for a very long time. However, 3 years ago, suddenly it stopped working. So suddenly it stopped functioning. It decided not to work anymore. So I decided to try and get this repaired. So I contacted some people who repair cameras, and they said it would cost too much to repair this. In fact, I could almost buy a new camera for the same price as getting this fixed. So I couldn't get it fixed. I couldn't afford to get this mended. So I had to put it in my cupboard, and now it's useless. It doesn't work, and yet it is still one of my most prized possessions. I used to love going out, filming in the streets, filming among nature, filming the birds and the trees, and also sometimes I would film myself. So, yes, there it is. So one of my prized possessions, I still keep it, even though it no longer works. My lovely professional camera. Rest in peace. It's quite a shame, really. So unfortunately, I can't get it fixed because the camera was very expensive. It was nearly £4,000. So when it broke, the people who I offered to take it to be repaired said, well, it will cost about £3,000 to correct it, to put it right. So I couldn't get it fixed, unfortunately. How impressive it is to keep your T-shirt for 31 years. I think so. Even I'm amazed, to be honest. I really am. So, like my camera, just like my poor camera, it is broke. It has broken. So here are two words that we can use to describe something that no longer works. If something no longer works, we can say that it is broke or broken. Quite often, something that stops working something that needs repairing, we can say that it is broken. My camera doesn't work anymore. Unfortunately, it's broken. It doesn't work. I miss my lovely camera so much. We could describe my t-shirt. We could say it is worn out. So if something is worn out, it means it looks old. It looks untidy. It looks as if it needs throwing away. It is worn out. So if something is worn out, it means it is old, it is tired, and maybe it is time to replace the thing that is worn out. So quite often we will use this expression to describe clothing. So maybe an item of clothing that looks old, you've had it for many years, a bit like this t-shirt. So some people might think that this t-shirt is worn out. They might say, Mr. Duncan, why do you wear that t-shirt? It is worn out. You need a new t-shirt. But the reason why I'm wearing it today is because it's t-shirt day. We might say that something that looks old, we might say that it looks worn around the edges. So again, you might describe this t-shirt. You can see this t-shirt looks worn around the edges. So because this t-shirt is so old, it actually looks a little worn around the edges. It is something that has been used or worn so many times that it now looks old and out of date. Hailey Kwang says, what about vintage? Yes, we can say vintage to mean something that is old, or sometimes we use the word classic. Classic. So maybe a car can be described as a vintage car, an old car, a classic car. Sally Mahfood says, I would like to be a photographer someday and have my own studio. Yes, well, you never know. If you want it, go out there and get it, because the world is your oyster, as they say. Nice body, sir, in this shirt. Oh, I see. Thank you very much. So you are saying that the shirt looks old, but the body underneath looks all right. Thank you very much. That's really cheered me up. Thank you, Patrick. It is old-fashioned to wear an old t-shirt. Maybe, especially this one, because the Pet Shop Boys still perform, but they are now much older. So yes, they look much older. However, I do like wearing things that remind me of my past and also my young years. Because when I was growing up, music meant a lot to me. And I was a big fan of the Pet Shop Boys, to be honest. Your t-shirt is a real relic. Oh, yes, I like that one as well. So something that is old, something that is worn out, something that has gone past its best is a relic. Relic. Maybe something you dig up that's buried in the ground. You might find an old relic, part of an old building, or maybe a piece of pottery, something that is old. It is a relic, something from the past. We might say something looks beaten up. If something is beaten up, we can say that maybe a car. So maybe you've been driving the same car for many years. And maybe your neighbour comes out one day and says, your car, it looks beaten up. It looks old. So maybe there are lots of dents and scratches on the car. So it looks old. It looks beaten up. It looks as if you've been driving it for many years. And maybe you've had some accidents in the car. Something that is no longer useful, something you can't use anymore because it no longer works. You can say that it's useless. It's useless. A useless thing is something that no longer serves any purpose. So something that is useless, something that is no longer useful, is useless. So you could describe this camera. So this camera now doesn't work. It stopped working. It's useless, unfortunately. Very sad and quite heartbreaking as well. It's useless. Here's a great word. I love this word so much. I really do. Kaput. Kaput. Something that has broken, something that no longer works. Quite often, a piece of machinery or maybe an electronic device that no longer works. We can say that it has gone kaput, or it is kaput. It no longer works. It stopped working. It's kaput. I like it. Yes, your broken camera is now useless, unfortunately. Yes, my days of filming with this camera are over. I can no longer make my videos using this camera, even though I have some other cameras, but they are not so good. They are not as good as that one, because that one is amazing. Well, it was amazing. You are so synonymous with your lessons. Thank you very much. I am somewhat connected with YouTube and also teaching English on YouTube. I think so. Probably because I've been doing it for many years. I've been doing this for 13 years. That might be the reason why. Patrick says kaput. It is a German word. Hello also to Leviathan. Hello, Leviathan, who asks, do you speak another language? I had to learn Chinese when I lived in China because I was living in China for many years teaching English, and I had to learn some Chinese. And also, when I was at school, I was very good at French. I don't know why or how, but I was very good at French. Patrick says, don't do it with your underwear. Don't do what? What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean there. Maybe Patrick means don't wear your underwear for many, many years. I think that's a good idea. Although I have noticed that underwear never lasts very long, just like socks. So I always find that socks and underpants, they normally wear very quickly. You always have to buy new socks and new underwear. I think so. Is another camera too expensive to buy? Well, a professional camera, yes. Many thousands of pounds to buy one of those. Although I do have a couple of cameras. The one you can see now. The one that I'm standing in front of now. So that is a DSLR that I'm using to show myself to you. And also I have a Sony camera as well. So this is the Sony camera. So that is what I'm using to show the outside view. So that is a Sony camera. It isn't fully professional, but it is high quality. And then we have my old Canon camera. This camera is very old. In fact, the camera you are watching now was my first ever high definition camera. So yes, I have 3 cameras, an old one, a not so old one, and a DSLR as well. So not everything is bad. Not everything is broken, fortunately. In this t-shirt, you look like a hippie. Thank you very much for that. Sometimes I feel like a hippie, to be honest. What's wrong with this? Do you mean my camera? I don't know. It just doesn't work anymore. One day, it stopped working. It went kaput. Very disappointing. And it's a beautiful camera, as you can see. It's lovely. but it no longer works. It stopped working. There is some sort of fault inside. I don't know what it is, but unfortunately, because it's professional, to get it repaired will cost a lot of money. So that's it. Don't worry, I'm not begging. I'm not asking for a new camera before anyone asks. No, I'm not asking that. However, you are more than welcome to make a donation if you want to allow my work to continue. If you want. PayPal. No problem. Valentin, does the underwear have a special celebration day? Well, I suppose it depends on how old your underwear is. Some men will wear their underwear for many years. They will put their underpants on for many, many years. Of course, they will also wash them as well. So I don't mean that they wear the same underwear or the same pants for lots of years. So nothing like that. Something that is broken, something that no longer works, we can say that it's had it. Oh, it doesn't work anymore. It's broken. It's had it. It's had it. Unfortunately, the thing no longer works. It has become useless. It's had it. Sorry, Mr. Duncan, we can't repair your camera. It's had it. Unfortunately. Something that cannot be fixed or repaired, we can say that it is beyond repair. So I suppose you could say that this camera can be repaired. But to be honest with you, I think that it is beyond repair. It can't be fixed. Ooh, something that has seen better days, something that is old, maybe out of date, maybe something that no longer works properly. We can say that it's for the scrap heap. So when you dispose of something old, worn out, maybe an old washing machine or an old refrigerator or even an old car, we can say that it's for the scrap heap. It is no longer useful. It no longer serves any purpose. It is for the scrap heap. Scrap heap, a place where things are disposed of, quite often large objects, things made of metal, such as washing machines and, as I just mentioned, refrigerators and cars as well. If something doesn't look good, or maybe something looks a little old, we can say that it is run down. Now, quite often we will use this to describe maybe a building, maybe a room, maybe a piece of furniture. So something that looks old-fashioned or maybe dirty, or maybe the thing is falling apart. It looks as if it needs a lot of repairing. Something looks run down, run down. So maybe you stay at a hotel, and the hotel inside, it's very old-fashioned, and some of the rooms are quite dirty. You can say that the hotel is run down. It looks old and worn. Run down. Oh dear. Mohammed Nibras says, Mr. Duncan, don't worry, you are not run down. I'm pleased to hear that. An old building, an old structure, something that is falling to pieces, we can say that it is dilapidated. It looks old, it's falling apart, it looks dated, something that needs a lot of work doing to it. It is now dilapidated. An old building can be described as dilapidated. Maybe it is abandoned. Maybe people don't use it anymore. It has fallen into disrepair. It is dilapidated. I like that word. That's a good one. An item of clothing, like my t-shirt, you might describe it as threadbare. So you might describe an item of clothing if you wear some clothing that looks old, maybe it is falling to pieces. We can say that it is threadbare. So you might describe this t-shirt as looking a little threadbare. It is very worn. It is old. It is threadbare. Quite often we will describe an old carpet. So if you have a carpet in your house and maybe it is looking very worn, we can say that the carpet is threadbare. So maybe the original colour has disappeared completely. The carpet is old, stained, worn out. It is threadbare. Oh, dear me. My hospital building is dilapidated, says Mohammed. Yes, an old building, maybe a building that needs lots of work doing to it. We can say that it is dilapidated. Tattered. I suppose also you can use this to describe clothing. Maybe if your clothing is old, you might say that Charlie Chaplin used to wear tattered clothes when he played the part of the old tramp. So the tramp that Charlie Chaplin played would often wear tattered clothes, old clothes. They were worn, they were old, and they need replacing. Tattered. So something that is tattered. You might see a homeless person sitting outside a shop and they are wearing tattered clothes. Can you say that your camera has been acting up? Yes, that's a very good expression. If something acts up, or if it is acting up, it means it is presenting a problem. It is not working properly. So I think this camera has stopped working completely. So it isn't acting up, it has completely stopped working. It stopped working completely. And we have not many left. I will be going soon. We might tell someone to throw it out. If you own something that is old, worn, something that is no longer useful, you might tell the person to throw it out. Why do you always keep your old things? Why do you keep your old camera, Mr. Duncan? I think you should throw it out. You should throw it out. You should throw it away. Get rid of it. Dispose of it. So throw it out. To discard something, you throw it out. Here's an interesting word and expression. Chuck it away. Now, quite often you will hear this said in British English, chuck. So the word chuck means throw. So you throw something away. You chuck it away. Chuck it away. So you might hear a person say, those trousers have got holes in it. We can see your knees. I think it's time to chuck them away. Or if it's one thing, chuck it away. So a pair of trousers, we would say, chuck them away. If it's one item that doesn't come as a pair, we can say, chuck it away. Chuck it away. You don't need it anymore, Mr. Duncan. Just chuck it away. Another way of describing something that is worn out and no longer useful, we can say that it's had its day. It's had its day. And you can see here there are two uses of its. So this here is the contraction of it's had its day, and also there the possessive form of its, which doesn't have the apostrophe. It's had its day. It's had its day. It has had its day. So here you see the contraction for its. It has had its day. It is no longer useful. If you throw something away, we can say that you discard something. You discard it. So to throw it away, you no longer want it. It is no longer useful to you. You discard something. So maybe you discard your old clothes. You discard your old furniture. You throw it away. You get rid of it. You discard it. I like that word, discard. I must discard my old camera. Throw out. So this is something I mentioned just now. If you throw out something, it means you get rid of it. You throw it away. You no longer want it. It is no longer useful to you. You throw out your old clothes. You throw out your old furniture. And finally, the last phrase, throw away. Now, you may have heard, seen, read, listened to in the news. A lot of people are talking about the way we throw away our rubbish. So when you throw away something, it has to be disposed of. So someone has to dispose of the things that you throw away. So maybe you throw away your furniture, or maybe you throw away some paper or plastic. You throw it away. It has to be disposed of. Someone has to take care of that. Throw away. So many people throw things away. Food. Some people throw away food because maybe they think it is no longer edible. You can't eat it anymore. So there are many reasons why a person might throw away something. And that is it. I'm about to throw myself away from the internet. But not for long. Don't worry, I will be back. Guess when? Sunday. I'm back on Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time, with another English Addict for those who can't get enough of the beautiful language that is English. Thank you very much for your company today. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's been different. I think it's been fun. I think it's been interesting, maybe. I hope so. I hope it's been useful. We will have another mystery idiom on Sunday, by the way. There will be another mystery idiom. And once again, apologies. Can I apologise? I will say sorry for not giving you the answer in the last English Addict stream. So that's it. That's almost time for me to go. It's almost time to say goodbye. Mohammed says, I have been using the same tattered trousers. Florence says, I need to go. Thank you for your video. Thank you, Florence. Don't worry. I'm also departing as well. But don't worry. I'm not going to jump on the scrap heap. I'm not going to throw myself out. Not yet, anyway. I still have a few more miles on the clock. Hello also to RHS. Thank you very much. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Noemi. Thank you very much for your company today. Now, I know what's going to happen. A lot of people are going to join right now as I'm saying goodbye. So I know what's going to happen. A lot of people are going to suddenly join me. Watch what happens. Let's see if I'm right. I'm about to go, but I know what will happen. People will start joining and they'll say, oh, Mr. Duncan, are you going already? It's not fair. Thank you, Valentin. Thank you, Rosa. Thank you, Miriel. Thank you very much for your company today. Even though more people are now joining, sadly, I must depart. It is time to go. Parting is such sweet sorrow. It really is. So I will be back on Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. So now you know. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English, showing you the t-shirt for the last time. This t-shirt is 31 years old. sadly the person wearing it is much older than that. And of course, you know what's coming next. Until we meet again, right here on YouTube. Ta-ta for now.